We're on day 6 of 21 days to 30K as a TikTok creator. Okay, it's that time. So what I predicted yesterday, that came true. I'm going to pull up the screenshot right here from yesterday's video where I showed we were at $3,900 some odd dollars. And I predicted that it's pretty reasonable to suggest that we're going to break the $4,000 mark by today, in which we have. So if I go ahead and pull up the screenshot from today from our reporting dashboard, we are looking at $4,224 and change. So that is almost a $300 jump from yesterday, which is awesome. You can very much assume that that's from me posting a video to my series yesterday. I was looking at it, and it was a little bit ago. When I looked at it, it was creeping towards right around the the 500,000 view mark. So that's definitely where that $300 jump came from. And that jump, I don't know when the time cutoff is for reporting. But that's showing, as you can see up the top, it says it's last updated for the 26th. So when I checked that video this morning, that's when I saw that it was around 500,000 views. Those views that accumulated to hit about 500,000, not all those are counting for this number. Some of those were from today, and so we're going to see those numbers reflected in our video for tomorrow. So that's really exciting. It might just be another $300 day just from the views that video is getting today. What I can report on today in terms of where we're performing and things like that, there's two things that kind of are going to make our numbers adjust a little bit, and we're going to see a dip, I predict, a little bit. And that's because today is the first day since doing this challenge that I posted a brand video. That is something that I do as well. I do probably roughly 2 to 3, maybe 4 brand deals every month. As an influencer and a creator, so that's really fun to do too. So I get paid that way, but that took a slot for a video that I would normally post in the morning, and it kind of offset all the other videos that I would normally post that could contribute to our rewards number. Now, because of that, since the brand deal is a paid partnership, it's not eligible for the rewards program. And so that's why I say that it took up a slot. So that's just something to keep in mind. But we have some good things going for us despite that. And just keep in mind too, brand deals will not show up. Like the money that I make from brand deals, that doesn't show up in the rewards number either. So that number is completely separate. There's a bunch of ways you can collect payment from brands. Basically, you can collect it from the TikTok platform itself, and it'll reward you within the platform, or they can pay you separately through an invoice or something like that. But no matter how a brand pays you, if you end up doing some sort of brand collaboration on your TikTok where it's a paid promotion, that does not show up in the creativity program dashboard rewards number. It's completely separate. So just know that for perusing through these videos, and also if this is something that you want to do yourself, just know that. Okay. So a couple of things that I'm going to touch on today. Like I said, we didn't post a video to my series today. So aside from the brand video, I did post one other video today to my account. I actually posted it 3 hours ago from the time I'm recording this actually. And it's taken off as well. So that's really exciting. In just over 3 hours, this video has amassed 130,000 views. So if I do the math right there, take away 3 zeros, we've made $13 or something like that. Or maybe that's $130, excuse me. Again, depends on the math because I'm doing it based on $1, but it's like 80 cents. So we'll see. But that number will contribute to our rewards that we'll report on tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see where that video ends up by the end of the day, because then whatever it accumulates over the course of today, we will see that in our rewards for day 7 in the day 7 video. Okay. And so there's 2 things I want to talk about. The first thing is kind of goes along the lines of that particular video hitting that number of views in just over 3 hours. So here's the tip portion of the video for today. One thing that I've learned as a creator that gets a lot of views, the type of content that gets a lot of views, gets a lot of attention, and I've been mentioned in various top 1,000 blogs on the planet because of my TikTok content. And without fail, the element that gets those videos the traction that it does is when I post something and I frame the content in a way that gets viewers really riled up. And so then the question is, well, what would get people riled up, right? And so it can be a piece of content that's very polarizing. And so people get riled up because there's two sides of a spectrum where there's differing opinions. Another reason why people get riled up is because of something that I've talked about briefly in this experiment before, which is posting stuff that is a universal problem that everyone relates to. And so that gets them riled up because everyone joins in on the misery together almost. And that's why my bad boss videos, my series performs so well, because who hasn't had a bad boss, right? So there's your tip for the day. If you want to try and figure out a way where you can potentially monetize your content in this way, post something that gets people riled up, something that's polarizing, something that gets a lot of engagement. I hate to say it because I'm not shooting for this, but I get a lot of people that will argue with each other in the comments on my videos as well. And while I don't want people to be unkind to each other, that definitely gets engagement way up and gets the video to push way further. And if you remember my video from yesterday where I talked about kind of a non-typical video that I posted that went viral, where I talked about where I was critical of the education system, that was one reason why it worked, is because there's two differing opinions. The education system, there's nothing wrong with it, and the education system is messed up. You get those people all coming in on the same video and the same content together, and they will just go back and forth with each other until all day, until the cows come home. But there's your tip for the day. Post content that gets users riled up or is very polarizing or something like that. Okay, I want to follow up on something else that I talked about in my last video, which was the uncertainty around why certain videos, despite the fact that they should be eligible and they should be qualified for the rewards program, they were not contributing. They were not providing any rewards. So I did some digging. I'm going to pull up a few screenshots here to show you a couple things. But basically, one thing is that user engagement is on a specific video is something that TikTok takes into account. And so I think that's why certain videos that were a minute long, based on what TikTok is saying, I found it in their rules, basically in their terms. Based on that, my guess from yesterday was correct, in that it looks like if people drop off in a video too quickly and they lose interest fast and they swipe away from the video, then that video becomes ineligible for that reason, basically just because someone doesn't stick around and engage, they don't comment, anything like that. To piggyback off of that, another spot in the terms that I found in TikTok's rewards terms is that a user has to engage and view the video for at least 5 seconds. And if I pull up the screenshots again from yesterday, there's a pretty significant drop off in the engagement on those two videos, right around the 5 second mark, if not even like the 2 or 3 second mark. I can't remember what the number was, but it was pretty significant. So I think that is exactly why those videos are not contributing to the rewards, because people just are swiping away too quickly. And so that's something as a creator that I learned from. And I guess that's the silver lining. If you guys are wanting to start out and make some sort of attempt to monetize content on TikTok yourself, just know that like creators like me, we're people too. We're humans too. Not everything is a slam dunk, right? And yeah, so I post content all the time where it does not perform. It does not perform very well. And it's just always a learning experience, or always experimenting. I would like to say, like, there's a lot of things that I've learned from creating content specifically on TikTok, but in short form video content in general, there's a lot of things I've learned in doing this. But I definitely, it's my jam. I really enjoy it, and I have some things figured out, but I definitely don't know everything. Like, there's plenty of things that I trip up on. There's plenty of things that I post all the time that don't do that well. And I think if you look at most creators on TikTok, then that you're going to go on their account and you're going to see that's the case. They're going to have a handful of videos that are in the hundreds of thousands of views, or possibly in the millions. But if you look through the average creator, I shouldn't say average, but if you look through creators that have some sort of presence on TikTok, then you're going to see among those handful of videos, there's also a bunch that are only showing views in the 1,000 or 2,000, 3,000 range perhaps. But I have plenty of videos that are right around the the 1,000, 2,000 view, milestone, and that's where they stop. You just learn from it. So keep that in mind. That was really all I wanted to share today. So that's what we're looking at. We made a $300 jump from yesterday. We've now broke the 400,000 would be awesome. We broke the $4,000 mark when it comes to our rewards for the day. I've posted 2 videos today so far. One of them I think is going to have a notable contribution to our rewards when we look at it tomorrow. So we'll see where that goes. On top of the 3 or 4 videos in my series that are currently trending right now, those will contribute to that number as well. So we'll see. It might be maybe another $300 a day. I think that's what I could expect at the most, but we'll see what happens depending on that video that I just posted a few hours ago. If that continues to take off, then we might be in for a little bit of a surprise tomorrow. But that's day 6. We'll look forward to seeing you on day 7 tomorrow.